What is up, you beautiful people? We're back with a shocking Sidious video. Yes, I said shocking, okay? I want to get more comments on this video. Let's get 1,000 shocking comments. Let's go for it. But no, seriously, I'm here to talk about Sidious and Maul. There's been a long conversation on this channel about Maul and how valuable he was to Sidious, even though Sidious pretended not to. Well, today he admits his love for Maul, and what's worse, he confessed it in front of Vader. This conversation between Sidious and Vader takes place after the Death Star was destroyed and the horrible consequences that came afterwards, where just the fact that the Empire could be made to bleed was inspiring enough for the rebels and other factions to stand up against their tyranny. During that time, two crises were happening: the Shotorun War and the betrayal of Silo, who was the scientist behind not only Vader's reconstruction decades ago, but now he had built his own faction of mechanical enforcers and a small army just for himself. It was time for the Emperor to have a chat with Vader and explain everything to his apprentice. They met aboard the Executor, in where Sidious proceeded to go through the history of the Sith, stating that the dark side is too strong for anyone to control, but through his sheer cunning he had brought back the Sith to their natural state, ruling the galaxy once more, achieved through the stupidity of the Jedi, who thought the Sith were actually extinct. Their pomp and arrogance were their undoing. Now, from their ashes, Palpatine had created a new age, learning from the mistake of his predecessors and using his apprentices to advance his secret agenda. He starts with Darth Maul by saying that he was definitely a big loss. This implies that Sidious actually valued Maul and perhaps did foresee a great future with Maul by his side. Remember, he tutored Maul before he even knew of Anakin, and furthermore, Darth Maul actually showed to Sidious that he was ready and prepared to be a true Sith. Same as Vader, Palpatine tested Maul in many different ways, and the Zabrak prevailed all of them, showing his strength and cunning many times throughout those years. Even without Palpatine, he managed to create his own faction, as we saw in the Clone Wars series. However, when he talks about Tyrannus, it is obvious that he was just a placeholder. Sidious says that Dooku was simply a proton torpedo. He served his purpose and then he was gone. All throughout that time, he had a superior candidate in mind, a young Anakin who was later renamed by Sidious as Vader. And although they almost pulled it off successfully, the tragedy on Mustafar set them back quite a bit. Sidious even confessed that he sought other options, other apprentices, when he learned of Vader's failure on Mustafar. But there was none like Vader. He soon would realize that if the Empire was to live, then Vader had to live as well. I'm really intrigued by his answer. If Sidious was searching outside of Vader for an apprentice, or just another prospect at least, then who would it possibly be? Canonically, of course. Maybe with more content coming, it could be great if we get to see these other prospects that he was actually thinking of. Mind you, this is after Vader had his injuries, of course, immediately post Mustafar Vader. If we're talking during Imperial times, then we can kind of get a sense that Ezra could have been a candidate, as we see in the Season 4 trailer, and of course Luke, as seen in Return of the Jedi. Leave everything down below in the comments, guys. Thoughts, feedback, would love to know what you guys think of all of this. Thank you so much for watching this video, and may the Force be with you always.